Hi, and welcome to part 3 of our video training series. Today we're going to outline the foundational blueprint for stretching your muscle fascia and getting a body that feels great. So if you've ever been confused about how stretching, fitness, and strength fit together, and what goes into producing a big change in flexibility, this video is for you. You'll discover why it's critical that you make a change and focus on your fascia.
In our first video, we talked about fascia and how now is the right time for you to understand the root cause of a stiff and aging body.
In our second video, we taught the 4 pillars of a stretch, showing you how to address that stiffness.
If you haven't seen our 2 previous sessions, go back and catch up now at the links below the player.
Today, we're going to build on what we discussed by giving you the foundational blueprint for getting flexible and problem-solving pain and injury. By the end of this video, you'll have so much clarity about fascia, stretching, posture, strength, joint pain, physiological health, and how everything fits together. We're also going to show you stretches for the most important area in your body. The goal here is for you to break free of your physical limitations so that you can experience a full life and do all the things you love to do.
Anytime you're trying to learn a new technique, things can get difficult. When it comes to the bendable body method, we're asking you to do the opposite of how you've been stretching your whole life. This blueprint we give you today is going to save you time. You're going to have the exact tools for getting rid of stiffness and pain points in your body and enhancing your performance levels so you can do more of what you love to do. When you see this blueprint, you will have a complete overview for getting flexible and strong in a way that not only lasts, but keeps getting better and better.
You already know the effect fascia is having on your muscles, and you've learned the 4 pillars of a stretch. Now let's talk about how your body works and what you need to know to target specific stiff areas, injuries, and illnesses, as well as increase your performance levels doing the stuff you love to do.
Let's get started. Strength and flexibility go hand in hand. A muscle is only as strong as it is flexible and vice versa. Using an exercise method that understands this and doesn't compartmentalize these 2 aspects of fitness is essential if you want to see lasting results. If you've ever had acupuncture, you know they put needles and energy points along meridian lines. Meridians are energy channels in your body that service specific organs. If you have a stomach ulcer, an acupuncturist will put needles in your stomach channel to open up and stimulate the flow of energy. What you might not know is that meridian channels lay in fascia. The health of your fascia affects the extent to which the channel can be opened. If you do the stretch for a specific area in your body, you increase the flow of energy through the meridian running through that area of your body.
For example, when you stretch your quadriceps on the front of your thigh, you improve your stomach health.
Let's take Barbara. She has been going to an acupuncturist for years. Recently, she started stretching using the bendable body method. One morning, she did a full body stretch flow before going in for an appointment with her acupuncturist. When the acupuncturist started needling her, she was blown away by how receptive her channels have become.
If you have pain or stiffness in one area of your body, 90% of the time, the fastest way to get rid of it is to stretch the balancing muscle group, which is in a completely different area. This is, without a doubt, the most important and unknown tool for problem-solving specific pain points in your body. I cringe when we see people stretching deep into a tense, torn area or an injury. It doesn't help, and you're usually making it worse.
But let's start by focusing on your pelvis and hamstrings. If you only stretch your 3 hamstrings on a regular basis, you will get a full body benefit. Doing these 3 stretches will relieve stiffness and pain in your back, knees, hips, shoulders, and neck. Take a look at the picture on your blueprint PDF. Do you see how you have 3 long muscles that attach at the bottom of your pelvis and run along the back of your leg and then attach again just below your knee joint? Then there's a shorter muscle that attaches halfway down the leg and just below that same knee joint. These are your 3.5 hamstring muscles. These muscles have a huge effect on the movement in your pelvis simply because of their location. This determines the alignment of your hips, knees, and spine.
Movement, as you may know, emanates from the core and is extremely vital to your performance.
Your core movement comes from your pelvis, and your pelvis movement comes from your hamstring flexibility. Picture your hamstrings as individual accordions. They shorten, they lengthen, they twist, and when they do this, they allow your pelvis to move freely. Now, take that accordion and fill it with cement. This is dense fascia that accumulates over time. When you sit for a long period of time, you are causing trauma to your body in the form of little micro tears in your hamstring muscles. Your immune system responds to this with dense fascia. When you go to stand up, your hamstrings are frozen. They can't contract because they're weaker and less flexible. In most cases, sitting gets your hamstrings stuck in an overstretched position. They lose their ability to shorten and they shove your pelvis up from below. It gets stuck in a flexed position.
Have you ever seen a belt line where it's low in the front and high in the back? If you look closely, you might also notice how the pelvis looks twisted to one side or the other. The body is frozen in that position due to the condition of the hamstrings. When your pelvis is tilted in a poor position, your hip joint follows and then your knees. When your pelvis is flexed forward, it pushes your shoulders and neck forward. So you feel the strain to open your chest and hold your head up.
Any compression or herniated discs you have in your spine are greatly affected by your hamstrings. You can stretch other areas of your body, but for a lasting change, you have to get rid of some of that unhealthy fascia in your hamstrings. What's more, the placement of your pelvis affects the placement of your organs and how far your stomach sticks out. You can do sit-ups all day long, but if you don't free your pelvis from dense hamstrings, your physiological health will suffer. Now, let's show you 3 stretches for all 3 hamstrings.
Let's stretch our hamstrings. The most important area in the body to stretch. It has the densest tissue back here, and it regulates the movement of the pelvis, which also affects your neck and shoulders. So we're going to do 3 things. We're going to check in 3 different ways. First, we're going to be standing here, and I want you to feel the weight coming down through both feet. I want you to feel how your pelvis feels, how the low back feels, any compression back here, okay? Feel the weight coming down through your feet. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, we're going to do little mini lunges. So we'll do 3 little movements going forward on our right leg. Here we go. Right forward and push back, right? Just not too far. And come on back, right? See how that feels. See how that feels in your knee and your hip, right? Now let's do the left side. Let's do the left side a little bit. There we go. See how it feels. Right, that's check-in number 2, okay, great. Check-in number 3 is we're going to lie on our back and see how our low back feels. Let's get down on the floor. Let's lie flat on our back. Let your legs relax, let your feet go out to the side. And I want you to notice your low back. If one side's a little different than the other, the tension in your low back, if there's any compression, okay, you just feel that? All right, so let's remember all these 3 check-ins. Now what we're going to do is we're going to stretch our right leg hamstrings. So I'm going to get a bolster or a pillow and put it under my head. The first 2 stretches are going to be lying on your back. So we're going to do our right leg. Left leg's bent, foot planted on the floor. Right leg is also bent, but the knee is going to be out to the side. Arm is going to be on the inside of our leg. My right arm's on the inside of my right leg. I'm grabbing the outside of my right foot. That's the start position. Drive your heel to the floor. Keep driving your heel to the floor as you pull up to stretch your medial hamstring. Then release at the end, and let's do it again. Drive your heel down. Keep driving your heel down. As you lift with your hand to stretch your medial hamstring. Let's do 4 more. Drive down, get a good start position. Remember, the start position is the most important position in all our stretches. Drive the heel down, keep driving the heel down. And release 3 more. Drive your heel down. I'm using my left hand to feel my medial hamstring. And 2 more. Release at the end, drive the heel down in the beginning. And 1 more. Really drive the heel down. Keep driving the heel down throughout the stretch. Okay, great job. Let's shake that out a little bit. Okay, now, same position. The second stretch is for our central hamstring. So our right leg's going to be facing the ceiling. We're going to have a slight bend in our knee. Gentle flex of our foot, interlock our hands behind our knee, and let your leg push away from your body, straightening your arms out. That's the start. Keep driving your leg into your hands while you pull back to stretch your central hamstring, and release and bring it back to the start. Drive your leg into your hands as you pull in, and now we're stretching the central hamstring. Release at the end and let her start again. Drive the leg into your hands, let your hands pull back. 3 more to go. Resist right in the beginning. There's some tough tissue back here you can feel. Drive your leg away from your body. Keep driving your leg away from your body. And just 1 more. Great job. Okay, let's shake that out a little bit. All right. Now, let's roll on over gently to come up to standing. We're going to stretch our lateral hamstring. And Sita and I are going to use chairs. Sita will be putting her hands on the chair. I'll be putting my elbows on the chair, whichever's more comfortable for you. So we're stretching our right leg still. It's going to be our lateral hamstring. So start position. Your hip is over your foot, not forward of your foot, but over it. Soft foot, tense leg. And the movement is slowly lifting up your left leg, keeping your hips square. As you lift your left leg, you can feel a stretch back in your right leg. Then release and bring it back to the start. And let's do it again. Soften your right foot, tense your right leg, keep the tension here, and lift the left leg, and that's when you get the stretch back here. And bring it back to the start. Let's do 4 more. Remember to tense your leg, a slight bend in your right leg. Balance the weight throughout your foot. If it's too much through your heel, balance it out through the ball of your foot or the front outside of your foot. 3 more. Just tense the leg that you're standing on. Soften the foot that you're standing on. Keep your hips square as you slowly lift your leg and internally rotate your left leg. Let's do 1 more. There we go. Great job. Okay. Now, shake it out. And let's do our check-ins. Thank you. Now, we'll just check-in number 1. We're standing here. And what people have noticed in the past and what I'm noticing now is that I have more weight coming through my right foot than my left foot. Can you feel that? So in osteoporosis, they say to do weight-bearing exercises to increase the density of the bone. So now you can feel there's more weight being bared by your right leg. So that really helps with osteoporosis. The other thing is that your pelvis might feel a little more extended. Mine feels a little more extended. So that as the pelvis extends, you get a little space in your low back, and that's great for low back pain. Your shoulder's a little softer on that side because as the pelvis extends, your shoulder extends. When your pelvis is tilted forward, the shoulder follows. So now that your hamstrings work and shorten a little better, it extends. Okay? So that's our check-in number 1. Check-in number 2, let's do our little lunges. Here we go. Mini lunge. The right foot, let's do 3 of them. Yeah, that's feeling a little better. A little more secure, a little more fluid. You might have more space in your knee. If you had any knee pain before, it might be a little less. Now we do the right leg. We haven't stretched our right leg yet. Yeah, and you can totally tell. Right? It doesn't feel as smooth, a little clunky, feels a little wooden. Okay? Now, our last check-in, let's lie down and see what happened. So let's get back down on the floor. All right. And relax your body, let your legs relax. And you may feel a little softer low back on the right side. And if you put your hand under your back, you can feel there's maybe a little less space on the right side. It relaxes and your back can get a little closer to the ground. Less compression on the right side. You can feel that too, right? So a lot of things happen by just stretching your hamstrings. Okay, let's roll on over. And we'll do our other leg. So we're going to put the pillow back under our heads here, we're going to do our left leg, balance it out, and see if we can get the same result. So we're going to bend our right leg and plant the right foot, right? We're going to bend our left leg, but we're going to grab the outside of our foot with our left hand, our arms on the inside of our leg. We're driving our heel down to the floor. Keep driving your heel down to the floor as we lift to stretch the medial hamstring on the left leg. Then we release and bring it on back. Drive that heel down. Keep driving the heel down throughout the stretch to produce a contraction and a stretch in our medial hamstring. 4 more to go. Great job. Release and return. Resist right in the beginning, and then use your hand to pull up your foot to stretch your hamstring. Here we go. 2 more. Resist right in the beginning. And 1 more. Great job. Okay, cool. Shake that out. Okay. Now, central hamstring on our left leg. So let's keep our right foot planted. Let's lift up our leg to the ceiling, a slight bend in our left leg and a slight flex of our left foot. Interlock your hands behind your knee. Drive your leg away from your body, straightening your arms out, and now keep driving away as you pull in for the stretch with resistance. Okay, great job. Release, and there's 1. Return to the start. Drive your leg away from your body. Keep driving it away. And let it go. And let's do 4 more. Resist throughout the stretch. Release at the end, and do it again. Release and start again. You might notice you have a better start position, meaning you can generate more force in the beginning with each stretch. We have 3 more to go. Keep driving that heel away. Relax. 2 more. Keep the resistance. Great job. This is hard work. 1 more. Keep resisting. Great. Let's shake that out. That's our central hamstring. Now we just got our lateral hamstring to go, so let's roll on over and come on up. Get our chairs out again. And I'm going to be on my elbows. Seat is going to be on our hands. Soft left foot, bend in your left leg, hip over your foot. And now let's slowly lift our right leg with internal rotation and a square hip to stretch the back outside of our, and then return. Outside of our left leg. Let's do it again. Tense the leg, soften the foot, bring your right leg up slowly. That's 2. Return and start it again. Bring your right leg up slowly. That's getting a really nice stretch on the back outside of your left leg. Can you feel that? Got 3 more. Yep. Here we go. 2 more. Great job. Keep those hips square. Keep the hips over your foot. It's easy to fall forward. And let's just do 1 more. Come on. We can do 1 more now. Soften the foot, tense the leg. You really feel it burning now. Great job. Cool. And come to standing. All right. Let's check out. So we have the 3 check-ins, remember? Standing here, we can feel now that both feet are bearing a little more weight, or they even themselves out a little bit, right? Got a little extension on the left side. You can feel that. The space in the low back, more opening in the front of the pelvis. Shoulder softened a little bit also. All right, so now check-in number 2. Let's do the lunges. Let's do the left leg first. There we go. That's a little smoother. A little better than before, right? Maybe the space in your knee isn't as creaky. Less pain. Now let's do the right side. Let's do 3 on the right side. Yep, that still feels good. Okay. Now, last check-in. Let's get back down on the floor and see how our low back feels. Against the floor. We're going to move our bolster. Relax your legs. Let your feet go out to the side. Relax your arms. Yeah, that's a little softer there in your low back on the left. A little closer to the ground also. You can put your hands in there and feel it. So we got nice changes from stretching our hamstrings. And we just did one set on each leg. So let's roll over, let's come on up. Now, we recommend you do 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps on each muscle group when you're doing your stretching. The more you do, the better you get. Congratulations on learning how to stretch your hamstrings, and we'll see you in the membership. Let's do a quick recap of what we learned here today. You now know how flexibility and strength go hand in hand.
You also learned that stretches affect meridians and physiology, things like digestion and immune system function.
We talked about the most important tool for problem-solving pain points and stiffness in your body, the balancing muscle group concept.
Lastly, we discussed the role of the pelvis and hamstrings in posture, joint pain, and physiological health.
We gave you 3 stretches for all 3 hamstrings. If you just do these 3 stretches, you will see things like back and neck pain melt away in no time.
Isn't it easier seeing how everything fits? More importantly, isn't it easier knowing what is most important for you to focus on right now, regardless of where you are in your flexibility journey?
Do you see how this clarity is going to help you go from having a stiff and aging body to one that just keeps feeling better and better? Honestly, once you've started, there are no plateaus.
Before we go today, leave us a comment below the video player and tell us how stretching your hamstrings made you feel. Was it hard to do? Did you notice afterward when you stood up?
If you found this video useful, please share it on Facebook, Instagram, or even by sending a friend the URL to this page. Know this, the people who get the biggest benefit from the Bendable Body membership are those that are ready for something new and recognize when something stands out from the pack. People like Julie, who, when she first started, felt like she found a cure, hopeful for the first time that she wouldn't have to give up exercising due to pain and injury.
Or Rich, who was heading for back surgery in his 40s until he started stretching regularly, eliminating his back pain almost immediately. Now he's running again, an exercise he once thought of as an impossibility.
Maybe you're a serious athlete and you know that there is a better way to train and take care of your body. We've helped so many professional and Olympic athletes bounce back from an injury faster than anyone thought possible and reach new performance peaks they hadn't imagined. Perhaps you're in a lot of pain and dealing with physical, almost crippling problems and fear that you'll injure yourself further.
Not to worry. We've worked with thousands of clients just like you. One thing we can promise is that as long as you can sit or stand, you can stretch.
If you do it right, it won't hurt. You don't have to be afraid, and we're here to help.
We hope you've been enjoying this free training series, and thank you for watching. In just a few days, we're hosting a very special bonus training where we're going to share the single most important lesson we've learned, one that will completely transform your flexibility and help you finally get rid of pain and stiffness for good.
During this special bonus training, we'll be revealing the secret to having a healthy, pain-free body. Plus, we're going to show you exactly how to create a flexibility practice that can easily be integrated into your daily life so you wake up healthier and more flexible every day.
The Bendable Body Method is a powerful tool for transformation. Watch for details of this final free training here on this page and in your email box. You won't want to miss it.